Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. So I've been focusing on a lot of summer fragrances that are great for like major heat. But I've had a few of my Southern Hemisphere friends kind of reach out and just say, hey, it's winter here. So yes, not everything revolves around North America and our weather. So I wanted to share with you some fragrances that I think are great for, you know, Australia's winter and, you know, the South Pacific, those kind of areas, New Zealand, you know, places like that that are actually experiencing winter right now. I kind of wanted to do a video and kind of like saying thank you so much to all of you that are watching. And even though I'm not in the same season, you're still like continually watching, reaching out, engaging, and you guys are just awesome. So I just wanted to give a little video for you guys talking about some fragrances that I figure would be great for your colder weather or your winter weather. Now, I was in a little bit of a quandary because I looked at the temperatures that you guys are experiencing, like kind of generally, and what I was seeing was a lot of kind of lower teens in the Celsius numbers. So to me, that's more of our fall type weather. And then we dip down, of course, into single digits and then down way below 0 to -30. So our winters certainly aren't like yours. However, just keeping in mind kind of your temperature range, thinking, let's say, and I could be wrong, so if I am, let me know, but I'm thinking anything about a little above 0 to, you know, that 18 plus 18 mark. Would be what some of you are experiencing, but also likely high humidity with a lot of rain. So I wanted to pick fragrances that I thought would be warm and kind of cozy, but still keeping in mind where your temperature is at. But also realizing that it's all relative, and when you have really extremely high temperatures, then when you get down into the like kind of 20, like below 20, into the single digit numbers, you're probably really feeling the cold. Whereas I would be feeling the cold at like -10. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this, and for those of you that are still in the middle of heat, you can think of this as something to remember and be excited about for the coming months, because really it's just around the corner. But before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. I would love for you to join the Weird Wonderful family and yeah, be part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first fragrance that I think of whenever I think of winter, and this may be too much for some of you, but if I'm thinking of like a really cozy winter evening where I want to be all snuggled up and like really experiencing the most of coziness, the fragrance that I would reach for is Replica's By the Fireplace. So this fragrance is basically like it's heavy. Oh, I haven't sprayed this since winter. This is exciting. Now this is getting me in the mood for Christmas. Christmas! Okay, this one is majorly vanillic, but it's got Gaiac wood in, and the Gaiac wood smells like a roasting fire. So it smells like you're smelling the fireplace with that wood that's on fire smell. So some people go, I wouldn't want to wear this, but to me, it just puts me in a whole cozy, exciting mood. Like, I just love it. I think of Christmas whenever I think of this scent. So this one has cloves, pink pepper, and orange blossom in the opening. The middle notes have chestnut, Gaiac wood, and juniper. The base has vanilla, Peru balsam, and cashmeran. So this, for whatever reason, when I smell this, I instantly think of chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I can't help it. That's what I think of. It smells so delicious. It smells like there's a bit of nuttiness from the chestnuts. So I just get a whole entire cozy vibe. I think about sitting in front of the fire, making s'mores or that sort of thing. But it just leaves you feeling like just cozy. So this one, like especially when it's really cold, I think that this one's really gorgeous. Also, if you're wanting to just feel warm and cozy, I just think this one's beautiful. So by the Fireplace, Maison Margiella's Replica. Oh, and also this one is great for, like this one is definitely unisex as well. So this one's a great one. You can share it with your guy. Now this next fragrance, you could wear it pretty much any time. I wouldn't recommend it in the dead of heat. I wore it today, but our temperatures are like low 20s, so it was about 21 out today. So it was a little bit much for the weather, but I am so in love with this fragrance, and it is Elie Saab Le Parfum Royal. So this one is a little bit of a departure from the other Le Parfum fragrances in the Elie Saab line, because it has a little bit of, I think, neroli, but it's primarily a rose heavy fragrance. So you get mandarin orange in the opening, you get Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, and neroli, and then in the base you get patchouli, amber, vanilla, and sandalwood. Now I don't really notice a lot of that base notes, but what I do get is kind of a spicy orange rose fragrance, and it's just gorgeous. Now what I love about this one is it's super potent. It's got fantastic projection. The longevity is excellent, and as it dries down, I start to notice more of that vanilla vibe. It's just slight, but I get a little bit more of that vanilla and the sandalwood. But for like a good 3-4 hours, you're getting like a beautiful kind of tart orange fragrance with the rose, and I just think it's bold, it's sexy, but it's also like it's got some presence, so it's going to last in the cooler weather. I just think it's stunning. This one, I've said it before, but when I put this on, I feel like sometimes, I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like I put on a fragrance and it would be like I'm immediately transformed into like either like an assassin or a woodland princess or like some Middle Eastern goddess or some sun goddess or something. So for this one, it totally, as soon as I put this on, I feel like I'm transported to some sort of Middle Eastern garden with kumquats and spices. I'm smelling cloves and just spice in the air, and the warmth and the humidity of the air mixing with the rose garden that's around, and these luscious fruits hanging everywhere. And I'm walking through and it's really hot outside, but because I'm in this garden, it's a bit shaded, and I'm wearing like some sort of fantastic situation. Like I am gussied up with my hair kind of in this long braid that comes down the side of my, like this. Seriously, it makes me feel like a queen, like someone royal. The name is perfect for this one. So I love this one. If you love rose, if you love orange, definitely check this one out, because I think it's stunning. Like stunning. I kind of crave this one. Next fragrance, I have really come to love. Like it was a bit challenging for me to begin with, but now I absolutely love it, and it is Mancera's Velvet Vanilla. Now this is a tuberose heavy fragrance. It's slightly green. I don't know what it is about this one. Like I got this one kind of like in January of last year, and so even though like I think this is great, it's not good for summer. It's too heavy for summer in my opinion. But for any other season, I just think it's beautiful. It's juicy somehow, like it's got some mouth-watering qualities to it. It's super sweet, but it's super heavy, like it's really strong, so it's gonna stick around as well. Now this one has pear, angelica, blackcurrant, mandarin orange, pink pepper, and clove in the opening. So I think that's where kind of the juiciness comes from it. There's also a hint of green just in the opening, so I get a little bit of a greenish vibe. I don't notice any of the cloves or pink pepper necessarily, but I can see, you know, a little bit of that fruit vibe. And then in the mid, it has tuberose, neroli, jasmine, and rose. But what you mainly get is tuberose, and it's the bubblegummy tuberose, if you've ever noticed that. So this one is the most bubblegummy tuberose I've ever noticed. And then in the dry down, you get vanilla and musk. So what this one comes across to me as is kind of a juicy tuberose, juicy bubblegummy tuberose in the opening, and that stays around primarily like for like hours, like about 5 hours. That's what I get. After the 5 hour mark, then what I start to notice is kind of like, it almost smells like vanilla icing. So it's really sweet, like really sweet, but I think it's absolutely delicious. So I love this one. I'm really glad I have it. It took me a while to get used to it, but now I really love it. So Velvet Vanilla, definitely worth getting your nose on. I don't really recommend blind buying. So if you can get your nose on this, great. You know, Mancera has kind of a weird quality to it that you have to kind of get over in order to like it. So if you're new to the house, it's a little different, but once you get used to it, like, I don't know, there's something really special about them. So yeah, I love this one, and I love the bottle too. I just think it kind of looks like candy to me. Okay, now the next one that I wanted to mention is L'Entrée by Givenchy. And I wanted to mention this one because it's another tuberose fragrance. So this one's way sweeter. This one has more pear. For your winter weather, I think L'Entrée is beautiful. I think this is good spring, fall, winter, not so good in the summer. So this one, again, you're getting a bit of that bubblegummy tuberose. But in the opening you have pear and bergamot, and this one more so than Velvet Vanilla. I definitely get that juicy pear in the opening. It just smells so incredibly intoxicating. Just love this one. I think this one's super classy. I love this fragrance, but it's again, it's got some presence. It's substantial. So pear and bergamot in the opening, so kind of that bright, juicy pear. Then it has jasmine, tuberose, and neroli in the mids. And I get mainly the tuberose again, as I was saying. Mainly tuberose for me on that for sure. And then it has patchouli, vanilla, ambroxan, and vetiver in the base. So this one is warm, it's sweet, it's a little bit syrupy. It's quite potent again. It feels kind of a little bit thick. Like, I do think of syrup when I think of this one, not like maple syrup, like tuberose syrup, tuberose pear syrup, but kind of a little bit thicker in quality. And then it's got the vanilla, a little bit of patchouli, the vetiver, and all of that just kind of combines to give you like a really beautiful, warm, fruity floral. So I think this one's beautiful. Again, it's tuberose heavy, so if you don't love tuberose, steer clear of this one. But I just think this is so gorgeous. It's one of my favorite perfumes, and I can't wait to wear it come fall. Like, I am excited to break this out again. The next fragrance I have for you that I think is perfect for that southern hemisphere winter is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Classique Essence de Parfum. Now this one is kind of a fizzy ginger in the opening. It's got orange blossom. Oh, this is just gorgeous in the opening. So in the opening you get tangerine, ginger, and aldehydes. So it kind of comes across as a sparkling, more natural ginger ale or ginger drink, ginger beer. So, you know, kind of that bright, like kind of an orange ginger, but sparkling. That's what I get in the opening. And then in the middle notes, you have orange blossom and jasmine sandback. I definitely get more of the orange blossom than I do the jasmine. In the base, you have whipped cream, vanilla, benzoin. So what I love about this, I love that tangerine and ginger in the opening, and because of the aldehydes, it smells like really sparkling. So to me, it comes across as a fizzy ginger drink. But then as it dries down and you get the vanilla and the whipped cream mixed with the woods and all of that, to me it comes across more like a gingerbread cake with a big dollop of whipped cream on it. So the ginger stays prominent throughout the perfume, the life of the perfume, but also you get that little bit of creaminess, that little bit of woodiness, and I just think it's beautiful. It's spicy, it's warm, it's sweet, it's delicious. Some people think that this smells like an orange creamsicle, so they're getting more of the orange blossom and the tangerine, and then that whipped cream. So some people find it creamsicle-y. For me, it definitely, I'm picking up that ginger more than anything, but it's really nice, and yeah, beautiful. Beautiful for the colder weather. Now the next one that I wanted to mention is Rive's Fleur de Femme, and this is an inspiration scent for Poison Girl, and I think that this is beautiful for kind of more the fall winter type months. It's just delicious. Again, this one's got some presence, but it's deeper and it's gonna stick around in that colder weather. This one in the opening has sour cherry, almond, bitter orange, and peach. So I definitely noticed that cherry, that almond. In the middle notes you have sandalwood, jasmine, neroli, patchouli, cedar, and rose. And in the base you have vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. So this one just smells like kind of an almond cherry fragrance. It's deep, but it's juicy. With those fruits in it, like the peach and the cherry and whatnot. You get that almond flavor, you get also the vanilla. So this one's gorgeous, it's quite sexy, and then when you have the, you know, cedar and rose, different things like that, kind of deepens it up, gives it a little bit more depth, and like it makes it a little more substantial, a little bit more sophisticated. So I just think that this is really beautiful, but it's also a little bit flirty. So this one's great. I don't know, maybe all of these are kind of more sensual fragrances, but I think that they're great for any time of the day in the winter time. Like these I'd definitely wear them during the day. The last fragrance I wanted to bring to you today is Dolce & Gabbana's Parfum. Now this one, if I smell it off the cap, I just think it sucks. Like it just doesn't do anything for me. But when I spray it on, it just smells so warm, and it smells kind of fluffy to me. So this one has, it's sweet, but it's kind of airy. It would be in the same genre for me as Ariana Grande's Cloud, if you've smelt that one. So this one is just a little bit kind of fuzzy or airy. In the opening, it has raspberry, neroli, and mandarin orange. Then the middle notes are orange blossom and jasmine. And the base has marshmallow, vanilla, sandalwood, and heliotrope. So lots of people get quite a lot of raspberry in this one. I wish I did, but I've never noticed the raspberry. But what I get is kind of like a soft, sweet marshmallow is basically all it is. But if you want something that's kind of cozy, I just find this one really cozy, but it's also very feminine. This would work for a bedtime scent too, I think. Yeah, it's decent. It doesn't smell raspberry to me, so I was disappointed at first. But whenever I spray this, I actually really enjoy it. So I think this one would be nice because it's got that cozy factor, but it's not super heavy. And yeah, it's kind of nice for just, you know, cozying up at home or whatever. So Dolce & Gabbana's Parfum. So those are my fragrances that I wanted to bring to you for those of you that are in wintertime right now. I would say out of this list, my favorite two would be L'Entrée and Royal. So these ones I just think are gorgeous. They're also both very different. So I love these. As far as a cozy scent, you really can't beat this one. But this one is a more affordable option for cozy. This, like, they don't even compare. This one's gorgeous, but yeah. And then the other three, they're really beautiful too, but I'm just trying to give you my top two, but I can't ever leave it at top two. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna get to wear these perfumes again, and I'm really excited. So that's it. Yes, I wanted to again say thank you to all of you for all your engagement, all your support. You guys are just amazing. I'm so thankful for you, and I'm really excited because we're headed towards 5,000. 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 people part of the weird and wonderful family. And isn't that awesome? We're all unique, and we can all kind of gather around something like fragrance. And even in fragrance, I love the fact that we can all like different things in fragrance and still get along. still have fun, still talk about them, appreciate the fact that we're different. I wish it was like that more in the world, like in general, that we could actually celebrate the fact that we don't all think the same way or believe the same way or any of that kind of stuff. Like, I like diversity. Diversity is our friend. So that's my little pep talk for today. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon. Oh, and what is the fragrance that you're excited to wear come the cooler months, no matter where you're at? So if you are in cooler months right now, what is the fragrance that you are just loving, like you can't get enough of? And if you're in the warmer months, what is the fragrance that you just can't wait to wear again? I'd love to know. And that's it. I already said have an amazing week, so I guess I won't say it again. Talk to you later.